Humanity's grip on the universe is certainly a precarious one, and from what we know so far, from the limited information we have, it's not looking like the UNSC have found a way to combat Cortana's created forces just yet. However, with that said, there is one man that stands as a pillar of hope and to go beyond his line of duty to ensure that his deranged AI does not go forth with her ridiculous plan. In this video, we will be discussing the state of the Halo universe, why our backs are truly up against the wall, and what exactly the Chief can do to put things back in order.
Ultimate Halo.
What's going on, guys? Fletch here from Ultimate Halo, and make sure you support the channel by leaving a like, subscribing and hitting that notification bell for every time we upload a video. Now, to understand the state of the galaxy in the Halo universe, we firstly need to look at the events that got us into the position we are in and why. In Halo 5, the Master Chief was on a journey to find Cortana. He travels from the depths of space to Meridian to Forerunner build a facility Genesis and lastly Sanghelli, whilst in the meantime Fireteam Osiris hunt him down as he's absent without leave. Chief eventually realises that Cortana is determined to carry out her plans, which is to claim the mantle of responsibility for herself and all of the other AI created in the galaxy, referred to as the Created. The Mantle of Responsibility is essentially a philosophy that the Forerunners lived by as caretakers of the galaxy, which was passed down by the Precursors. Although despite the Precursors initially feeling the Forerunners deserved the mantle, they eventually came to the conclusion that it was humanity's rightful claim. As such, the Forerunners eventually rebelled in a great war that drove the Precursors to near extinction at the edge of the galaxy, and then they claimed it for their own. Over the lifespan of Forerunner civilization, they did also have many different interpretations of what the mantle was, although it is now clear that Cortana believes it's her rightful belonging for reasons that are still seemingly unknown. We could speculate that it was a matrix that was separated or corrupted by the Gravemind, something that happened when she entered the domain, or the Warden Eternal could have had an effect on her. This I don't believe we know just yet, although I'm in hopes that it is explained in the future. But then to summarise, she does plan to claim the mantle and force peace through violence across the galaxy, with her having control over Forerunner tech as well as the Guardians. Despite Chief's reluctancy to blindly follow along with her plans, she tries to lock him and the rest of Blue Team in a krypton to allow them to meditate. Fireteam Osiris as well as Exuberant Witness manage to rescue Chief before Cortana makes a slip space jump. Both teams then make their way to Sanghelli to regroup with the Arbiter, Dr. Halsey and Sarah Palmer, and at this point we are now aware that Buck leaves to regroup Alpha 9, and it's here where we really start to understand the effect that Cortana and the Created's forces are really having on the human-occupied galaxy. Buck goes to the Grunt homeworld Bolaho to retrieve Romeo. One of the things I found fascinating was how the Grunts willingly submitted, to which I wasn't particularly surprised, but when I do recall their sort of indoctrination into the Covenant, it wasn't exactly peaceful and there were riots and wars that did erupt on High Charity itself. It was then seen that Forerunner ships were entering the planet regularly to provide supplies, and I'm sure the Grunts were probably more than happy to accept these, considering how harsh the planet's environment can be to inhabit. It was also noted that Romeo was on the run from the Grunts and Prometheans, giving the impression that the Created's forces are policing the galaxy and even on local levels just to ensure that order is maintained. Now that we have a good grasp of what position the galaxy is in when looking at it from a broader perspective, it's now important that we take more of a concentrated look on a local level on how humanity is affected. For a start, the vast majority of smart AI have defected to take Cortana's side, which means that a lot of complex tasks they will have performed prior will either have to stop now, or humanity will have to find another way to do them. An example would be the Superintendent from Halo 3 ODST. There could be thousands of AI like this across the galaxy which run entire cities, from their travel infrastructure to lighting to communications, which could effectively put these areas into complete disarray. Another example of this is the AI Leonidas, which was installed on the Spartan 4 training station to oversee any day-to-day functions, as well as assisting June in his training modules. As a result of his defection to the Created, he gave away the position to Cassidy 3 to Cortana, as she wasn't aware of this location, and it wasn't actually affected prior by the Guardian's attenuation pulse, meaning that when Alpha 9 got there, they were seemingly unaware of the events unfolding in the rest of the galaxy. This meant that their position was given away. Cortana sent a Guardian, leading to a massive destruction until Alpha 9 and the rest of the United Rebel Front submitted to her rule. So all in all, there is a huge impact on what humanity can now do due to their heavy reliance on smart AI, although fortunately a lot of dumb AI can still continue on local levels to ensure that relatively simple or manual sort of functions can still proceed. Next, we need to ask the question of where do we go from here? Sadly, it's hard to say, but for certain we can speculate on what little information we have so far. Chief's mission is obviously going to determine how the fate of the galaxy looks, and he's clearly meaning business by his attitude in the second trailer for Halo Infinite. But I would like to draw your attention back to when he inserts his blank AI chip, and it says the following: weapon containment device inserted, then it provides a verification ID code, and then continues to say that AI is not detected. Now, there are plenty of speculation videos out there, and I do recommend watching Hidden X's latest video to see some speculation on Master Chief's AI or companion situation, but to me it clearly screams out that this chip or device has a purpose to contain Cortana so that the Chief can possibly bring her back to Dr. Halsey so she can eventually somehow do her magic. And then later on we also do see the position that this new Halo ring is in. Now, a lot of people believe this is Zeta Halo, and pretty much all of the evidence suggests that, so I'm 99% sure it is, but we can see it is obviously quite destroyed. It doesn't look like it's an explosion as such, it looks more like the actual ring itself has detached parts of its infrastructure, which you can also see on the cover art that has been provided in the latest press drop. Speaking of this promotional image, it's clear that the Master Chief clearly has an active AI chip, most likely Cortana at the back, so whether he will have destroyed her to prevent any further risk or try cure her, who knows, we'll have to find out. Then the issue arises about what the rest of the AI then do when we eventually have control over Cortana. They'll obviously try their best to bring her back, but can humanity take them down? I personally think there is a way of physically obtaining the Mantle by accessing foreigner technology, or even just simply finding a way to destroy or disable all foreigner technology so no further enemies can get their hands on it. How this plays out, we'll definitely have to wait and see, but it's clear that humanity's backs are clearly up against the wall and they're in a very difficult position. But now to you guys, what do you think humanity's greatest threat is going to be and why? Let me know in the comments section down below. Once again, my name is Jack Fletcher. You can follow me on Twitter at FletchUH, and I will see you next time on the one and the only Ultimate Halo.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.